Hey guys, I'm going to show you a game that George and I played. George is the fellow that takes care of all the YouTube things and Patreon, and he's just couldn't get any of this done without him. And he used to be a student. He still is, but it's more like we just have fun together now without money. Um, and he's been getting stronger and stronger. So we finally decided to play our first serious game. Everything else has been either for fun or teaching or me testing him or something. So we decided to do that because he's, really showing strength now. And I asked him, should it be 2 or 3 stones? And he said it should be 4, which really scared me a lot because he's really getting up there. So here we are at 4 stones, and we're playing our first serious game. We're both pretty excited, nervous. I was really quite nervous because he's quite strong. Okay, here we go. Those of you who know my game, I always play this way, which let's just look at it a little bit. And let's have black play wherever here. Okay, let's notice that black has known what to do every move so far. Every move is easy. There's no questions. I'm not suggesting anything special. I'm playing this as an even game. Well, that's a good way to lose at handicap, but I do it all the time because I play below my level on KGS, and it's a really good exercise for everyone involved. But since this is a real game, I went this way instead, and let's discuss the difference between even and handicap. Once white plays here, black, any of the 4 responses are reasonable, but each one is entirely, vastly different. What about the pinch at E? What about kicking first and then pinching? What about playing away? Black is really quite unsure what to do, and it's move 2. On top of which I'm suggesting a very large top area for white. I'm not getting it, but I sure am suggesting it. So here we're on move 2, and there's this whole world in front of black where he doesn't know what to do. What should he be afraid of? He just doesn't know. That's the way to play handicap Go. Okay, he just responds. And there's a lot of things I can do to continue this idea, but I thought he already has an interesting question in front of him. So I played a basic Joseki, and he answered this way, which completely settles his group with points. While if he plays what I consider a better way, his group is settled with no points. Let's look at a few things. First, let's encourage white to take the top. And then we ask, how big is it? Really quite small. What black got in the upper right corner, what black got in the center and left, far better than what white's getting. That's why I like this direction so much for black. Now, black is going to be timing these moves differently, but I just showed the basic picture as to why I like this. When he plays here, I get to come up, putting a little pressure on his group, and again, creating a large top area. And he plays away, perfectly reasonable play away to a nice big area. Where to next? I thought, let's go 3-3, which is standard for me, and it presents some interesting questions for him. And he answers it here. In this Joseki, Black plays this way to get Sente. Where should the Sente go? Here. Excellent. I would go as far as to say absolutely the best. Let's look a little bit at why I think this is best. We'll look at the bottom left corner. And we'll look at some various things. Is area 1 Black's cache? Does he now own that area? That's too much of an overstatement. But Black will either get, let's give White easy life here. I want easier life than this. This isn't life yet. I want to give White real easy life. How do we do that? It's not easy giving easy life here, but let's just do it. There we go. Real stupid play on Black's part. Okay, so White lives. And the point is that if White ever does live, Black's going to get excellent outside thickness. So check out area 1. Black is absolutely perfect in his strength there. Very hard for White to come in. How about area 2? This would be game losing for White. I don't care about the corner. The outside is that good. So it's a really good choice. It's not like you actually take the corner, but you're either going to get a big corner or a big left or a big bottom or great in the center, something. Okay, so that's it. Just excellent move. Okay. So I start flattening the left as I threaten to take the top. He plays a great move. We both noticed in review that AI says, play here. He was so pleased with himself, as I was when I saw it. I go, wow, that is an excellent move. So hard for me to come in the left now. And if I consider exchanging here, he's getting massive amounts of cash, and I'm getting 0 cash. So, yeah, I can't do that. Okay. I decided to settle up here. It's a little bit of a test. And it's, I'm focusing on top, saying, I'm going to get a pretty big top. You better be careful. There's 2 Joseki here for Black. Let's look at them both. Black, white, black. Done with Joseki. His A move gave him about 6 points in the corner that he didn't used to have. And he has the monkey jump into White's area, which is 9. 9 and 6. That's 15 points right there, along with absolute life. And White A would be Sente. So we generally consider this right around 20 points. Really, really big. Which is why you see it so much. But I get the turn in Sente, which makes my White group there very solid and ready to, for instance, come on, I dare you to come in my top area. I will just hurt you so much, right? So it really helps me out. So let's look at the other Joseki, which is this one. Now this is Gote instead of Sente. Okay, I can't do that. This is Gote instead of Sente. I can't do that. What am I going to do, play here? That's way too slow. I'll just lose. You can just do anything here, and I just can't catch up. So I have to leave it, which means he can attack the group well later. So I think this is a better variation, but still it's good in either case. And I start coming this way. I need to get in there somehow. Really hard to play anywhere on the bottom. He comes up. You can see what he's doing. He's saying, if White's going to get the A area, then I'm getting the B area. Well, that's certainly worked in his favor. The problem is I'm not going to respond to this. It's not Sente. And actually, if I play it as white, it's not Sente. It's a double gote move, not particularly important. I got to put it at a 60, 70% value, but I can't put it up in the near the 100%. It's a good move. It does a lot of excellent things, but just not full value. So my response here, we see that black group getting weak. This group almost dies. It got so weak. So let's look at the other way. Let's say black plays this way. First, black's not going to be dying. Second, black's getting points. So black attacks white or white attacks black. It's a pretty big difference. And it's Sente because next move I'm like dead. It's not, that's quite an overstatement, but it's a severe attack. So this would be maybe twice the move. Okay, thumbs up. I get my move in. And he starts a Joseki. Let's look at the standard idea. He cuts. I don't like this because my A stones cannot get home. My A stones cannot attack the B group. He's out under, over, to the right, everywhere. He's just out. So I have nothing. It's a terrible result for white. So instead, I'm forced to capture, which is a standard Joseki. He captures. But now, because of my two stones on the bottom, this becomes a strong white area with lots of points. He didn't like that. Good to him for reading all that out and making a good discernment. So then, what's the answer? Well, what about here, threatening to kill something? Let's make it simpler than this. Let's put it here. White's going to want to get out. And now, again, the white stones on the bottom are quite weak. There's a few ways of running this. He made a mistake allowing me to get both sides. Okay, so the end result is my white stones can still get home. And that's a big difference. And I have the corner, of course. Okay, so on the right, I need to respond or he wins the battle. Is that true? It's not entirely true. Let's look at it. If he turns, I'm on the wrong button, just a second. He turns, threatens to kill. So I do win the battle, but he's not cut at A, and he now has area B. Way too big. That's game losing for white. So I come out, which maintains the cut and removes that area from him. Here, his turn is still a problem for me. And this is how you decide these things. So if I do nothing and I go for the cut, it doesn't work. I die first. So he's still, I can't cut, and he gets the turn. So one more push. Now the cut's available to me. His turn at S10 is gote and smaller. So yes, I'm crawling, but I maintained all my local profits. Okay. I come in on the left. Or, I mean, I have to come in. There's no choice about that. I get out lightly, and he comes in. So he's using his D stone because as I chase E, it can easily connect over to D, right? E now has a home at D. Now, this is all true, but notice the weakness of the B group, the AB group. It's not very strong. So this is actually a risky attack. Let's look at a bit more of a safe version. Let's say black plays here. Well, first, not only does black not have a cut, black has a virtual two eyes. Black is virtually alive. Now let's have white say, you fool, you didn't come in when you had a chance. Well, now look at my two stones on the bottom. They're pitiful. I don't have time to do that on top. I probably would have had to play here. Now he's more prepared to do battle. Okay, so he comes in, and I respond here because this black turn is really powerful. My group's not even alive on top. Or even if he does it this way, my group on top is not happy. So I fix that. He comes out, I come out, he comes out, I come out, he comes out, and I make my first mistake. I should probably play A. That's a pretty big threat. Now, as I run, see how his entire group in the bottom right has no eyes and it's getting in trouble? That's what I should be going for. Instead, I played this. It's premature. He can just ignore and, like, for instance, play here. What am I going to do? Play here? That's nothing. He can ignore or whatever. So I misplayed, but he misplays. He didn't stay where the action was. He didn't continue the fight. He started a new idea. That gave me the opportunity to start in with my full board attacks. So it's the first time in the game I've actually had a chance to do something. He should ignore this and settle his groups because it's not a big area, right? If let's say it's Atari, I just come in. There's no size there. Okay. But he responds, giving me this, there's kind of a picture where I'm drawing the white stones around. See the net I'm putting out against the A and the B group. He let me make a net around them. That's a very loose net, and it's not devastating at all, but it's what I'm looking for. I come in. Yep. If I don't turn, I can never attack that center group. And my turn starts applying pressure to his upper right, upper left group. And it comes a little close to death. He gets out. I start some attack because I'm feeling the need for some support today. So if I attack with B, my A stones will necessarily get some support. I thought this was worthwhile. And then I go back to the surround now that I have support on the left. Boom. Oh, this feels good for white. Look at that black center group. It's actually feeling uncomfortable now. Good. Getting some space. The problem is it doesn't exactly bother white that much. What if he was to play this move? Well, he's getting points, he's getting life, and my group is down to one eye. The problem is, well, what if I don't respond? What if I start this? So there's a lot of readout here. So he thought, well, let me start here. And that's not a terrible idea. I don't know the right place to play. It's way too complex. I get under, and now I very much wanted to capture this stone. This is what I want to do. The problem is he can just cut me. I can't say Atari because I can't cut because he just kills. So I can't play the move that I really, really want to play. So next, I want to play this one. The problem is area 1 is not exactly 2 eyes yet. I'm still dissatisfied with area 1's life. But if I play this way, that's the strong way. Now I'll live, and it's still Sente. Doesn't it look like black has only one eye? Yeah, baby. Uh-huh. Strengthen here. Get the other attack going. Uh-huh. Start this attack, supporting my left side. All right. See how his life's getting quite narrow here. Now, I didn't do that yet. This is big in the upper right. Doesn't quite threaten his life. Threatens some life. And then I start the attack. Defend, defend, defend. If I don't play here, he can split and get an eye easily. So I play here. It's only got one eye. I fix. Back up. Don't give him the honey. This gets back to me hurting him on the bottom. Thickening up here. And this connects everything up. So it's starting to look like he just dies. Just one eye. No eye there. He cuts. Okay. He only has one eye. Where's his second eye coming from? Well, the two triangles on the right, I have a gap there. I didn't see how he could get an eye out of it. But I'm thinking, if I don't need any other support, I may as well fix that and be sure he's dead. The other one is the 3 marked stones on the left. Now, what I did was, if he Ataris, just Atari and connect. Well, what if he plays this way? No problem. Well, what if he plays this way? Really no problem. He can't cut me. Well, I missed the way he could cut me. So I supported here, or else he would have been dead. Oh, I would have enjoyed that so much. Now, let's discuss why I missed black A and played B instead. Now, I think this is worthwhile. I have a feeling a lot of players think it's silly to talk about. I don't know why people think, I don't know why. The reason was the game is crescendoing. All my plans are working out. I'm actually going to kill him. I'm not just excited. My ego has become invested, which adds to it. Like I'm showing greed, I'm showing ego, I'm showing, and it flusters the mind. I've had this happen to me so many times. I get right to the finish line. I get so emotionally flustered, I miss the last move. More than once, twice against 9-dan pros. I have gotten there, and if I just play the last 3 moves right, but I'm so flustered at that point. It's just, I'm playing so far above myself, So I misplayed. He gets this in Sente, or gets 2 eyes, and then this kills me. There's just nothing, right? Because if I try any sort of, come on, get on the right button, white, black, Atari, well, he just kills me. So I have a shortage of liberties. So he got me, but it was very close. And he played mostly great moves. Just a few, little wrong direction, little bad timing. Okay, I hope that was interesting and maybe even fun and maybe even educational. Okay, guys, thanks a lot. Catch you later.